Hey y'all, I know it's been a while, but I'm back to talk a bit about the action thus far at Indian Wells. The 2023 BNP Paribas Open is shaping up to be pretty special as both the ATP and WTA quarterfinal matchups look really good. Starting off on the men's side, top seed Carlos Alcaraz is still alive and he actually notched his 100th win on tour after his third round victory over Talon Griekspoor. He just got win number 101 after advancing past Jack Draper, who retired down 6-2 to love due to an abdominal injury he sustained in his win over Andy Murray in the previous round. This was very disappointing as I was really looking forward to this battle between the two young stars. I do fear that there's something with these young British stars and that they're pretty injury prone. We of course all know about Raducanu's injury qualms in the past, but Draper's has some of his own. He retired in the third round of the US Open last year to Karen Khachanov due to a right hamstring injury, and he also dealt with cramps during his Australian Open match with Rafa this year, and now of course this abdominal injury. Carlos did have his own injury concerns heading into this tournament as there are some question marks surrounding his health in his leg after he hobbled through his Rio Open final. Alcaraz though is now 3 wins away from reclaiming the world number 1 ranking, and he will now take on 8th seed Felix Auger-Aliassime in the quarters. Felix had an unbelievable 3-6, 6-3, 7-6 comeback win over Tommy Paul where he saved 6 match points. I was very impressed by Felix. I know a lot of times us in the black community, we kind of rag on Felix a little bit because he doesn't take his chances and he sometimes underperforms, but I have to give him his 10s. He really did what he had to do this match. I was mostly impressed by how he was able to stay strong and he showed really strong mental fortitude because he was not playing his best tennis this match and his back was against the wall on multiple occasions as he faced 3 match points down 6-5, 40 love when serving to stay in the match, and then he was down 3 more match points, down 3-6 in that third set tiebreak. This is a huge win. It will be big for Felix's confidence because he hasn't had the strongest 2023 season so far. This is actually Felix's 6th straight Masters 1000 quarterfinal, but he's only made the semis once in those 5 previous attempts. Getting past Alcaraz will be no easy feat, but he can at least take solace in knowing that he has a 3-0 head-to-head advantage over the Spaniard. Another 4th round battle was between Daniil Medvedev and Alexander Zverev, and the Russian came out on top of that one, winning 6-7, 7-6, 7-5, and 3 hours and 16 minutes. Medvedev now extends his winning streak to 17, a run that includes 3 title wins on the trot. Zverev without a doubt played his best tennis since he injured his ankle at the French Open last year. Mind you, Medvedev rolled his ankle during this match, all the while complaining about the courts at Indian Wells, which he called, quote, a disgrace to the sport. This match really should have been Zverev's. He had 10 break points alone in that second set, all of which Daniil saved with some great shot making. Speaking of great shot making, Medvedev earned the shot of the day when he hit an overhead winner off of one of Zverev's overheads in the second set tiebreak. Up next for Medvedev is Alejandro Davidovich Fokina, who took out Casper Ruud conqueror Christian Garin. On paper, Medvedev will be the big favorite, but the Spaniard is sneaky good and he could pose the 5th seed some problems, especially if he's not at 100% like he's been thus far this tournament. Another intriguing quarters matchup will be between defending champ Taylor Fritz, who takes on top-ranked Italian Jannik Sinner. Fritz has eased through the draw ever since being tested by Ben Shelton in his opening round match here in the desert. Taylor dominated 30th seed Sebastian Baez before dispatching of Martin Fucsovics to reach his 3rd straight quarterfinal in tennis paradise. Sinner meanwhile took out 3 French-speaking veterans in Richard Gasquet, Adrian Mannarino, and Stan Wawrinka to make the last 8. Speaking of Wawrinka, he made some headlines after his victory over Holger Rune in round 3. Holger and Stan played one another last year in Paris, and after the young Dane sealed victory there, Wawrinka told him that he behaved like a baby out on court. Rune referred to this when shaking hands with Stan after the match at Indian Wells, basically saying, "You've got something to say about me now?"
Keeps going strong.
You got nothing to say now? You got nothing to say now? Thank you. What do you want me to say?
Holger definitely appears to be a bit of an unpopular player on tour, as even Casper Ruud, one of the nicest players on the ATP, criticized the Danish team's behavior. Plus, he's friends with Tsitsipas, so that explains a lot. If you know, you know. Anyways, focusing on players who are still alive in Indian Wells, this matchup between Fritz and Sinner will be interesting, as both guys kind of have similar games and are very strong from the ground and have a lot of firepower from those ground strokes. I feel like this one will go 3 sets regardless, and I'm slightly leaning towards Jannik to make her through to the semifinals. Meanwhile, Cam Norrie dominated Andre Rublev 6-2, 6-4, which was a bit surprising considering how strong Andre is, but Norrie's just been on a roll lately, winning his last 11 of 12 matches. Norrie now takes on Frances Tiafoe, who just picked up his 150th match win on tour. Francis hasn't yet dropped a set this tournament, but he also hasn't played someone ranked inside the top 70 yet. Norrie, in my opinion, will be better prepared for this matchup, so I have him advancing to the last 4. Moving over to the women's side, we're first talking about Iga Swiatek, and Iga is just too dominant. She took out 2 US Open champions back to back. First, Bianca Andreescu, who she defeated 6-3, 7-6. This was probably the best match BB's played since Miami 2021, or even since 2019, and she still couldn't manage to get a set from Swiatek. Bianca did come close though, as she was up 4-2, 40-15, but she let off the gas just a tiny bit. Iga took full advantage. Still, these were very promising signs from Andreescu, and if she remains injury-free and keeps that high level, I could definitely see her challenging for big titles again. Now, Iga's 4th round win over Emma Raducanu was much more straightforward, as she took that one 6-3, 6-1. This match was fairly competitive early on, and Emma gave a good fight. However, she was coming into this match with a few more hours of play than Iga, and the pole really just wore her down in the end. I'm forever astounded by Iga's defensive capabilities, because not only is she such a strong offensive player, but she just gets almost every last ball back in play. She constantly puts pressure on opponents, and just putting myself in Emma's shoes, it just seemed almost impossible to hang with her from the ground. I do think Raducanu could have taken advantage of Iga's weaker, more predictable second serves, but even still it would have been tough to gain much leeway there. Iga now takes on another player of Romanian descent, this time Sorana Cîrstea, who upset 5th seed Caroline Garcia 7-5 in the 3rd. A truly intriguing quarters matchup is between 6th seed Coco Gauff and reigning Aussie Open champion Aryna Sabalenka. The now 19-year-old Gauff got through a tough 3-set battle in qualifier Rebecca Pedersen, ending the match in truly epic fashion. Meanwhile, Sabalenka got revenge over Barbora Krejcikova after the Czech beat her a few weeks ago in the Dubai quarterfinals. This time, the Belarusian claimed victory 6-3, 2-6, 6-4. Aryna would be the favorite in this match with Coco, but Gauff does lead their head-to-head 3-1, so clearly she enjoys this matchup. I do believe this is a much different Sabalenka than what we saw in those previous matches, so she's still the favorite in my eyes to make the semifinals. Maria Sakkari also got her leg back from Dubai, beating Karolina Pliskova 6-4, 5-7, 6-3. She now takes on another Czech in Petra Kvitova, who won the craziest match I've seen in quite some time. Kvitova saved 4 match points to defeat Jessica Pegula 6-2, 3-6, 7-6, 13-11 in the tiebreak. Pegula served for the match twice and held 3 match points in the tiebreak alone, but Petra just stepped up with some gutsy play and finished it out with a clutch serve and volley play. The desert has never been Petra's favorite place, so this is a big deal for her to make the quarters here for the first time in 7 years. If she beats Sakkari, it'll be her first semifinal showing at either of the Sunshine Doubles tournaments, which is just crazy to think about when you consider how much time she's been on tour. Looking at the final quarters matchup, Karolina Muchova is coming back and making big strides, reaching the quarters after taking out Azarenka, Trevisan, and now Vondrousova. She'll now take on Elena Rybakina, who defeated Sonia Kenin and Paula Badosa en route to the last 8. That's all I have for y'all today, and let me know what you think about the tennis so far in Tennis Paradise. Who do you see making the semifinals on both the men's and women's sides? Will anyone stop Swiatek? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and subscribe and click the notification bell so you're notified whenever I post new content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time here on Grand Slam Tennis News Today.